Kids are funny, and sometimes they unintentionally reveal a lot of things about their parents and their home life. Check out these drawings to find out whose mother likes to pass gas and whose babysitter is in huge trouble. Stay tuned to see the creepy drawing that should be taken to the police. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to never miss another video again. Now, let's check out 20 most hilarious kid drawings that will make you laugh. When I grow up. We all wanted to have a different job when we were kids. Some wanted to become singers, doctors, or vets, and others chose a profession that was similar to what our parents were doing. This kid definitely wanted to be like their mommy, but their drawing makes us wonder what the mommy is actually doing. What do you think? The pole, the money in hand, and obviously very happy faces? Is she a professional pole dancer, or does she belong to the oldest profession in the world? We hope it's the first one, otherwise this kid has seen far too many inappropriate things in their life. What did you want to be when you were a kid? Let us know in the comments. Daddy loves sugar. Sometimes children's drawings reveal far too much about their lives, and most importantly, the lives of their parents. We're pretty sure everyone knows what this image is supposed to represent. According to this child, his dad really loves sugar. On one hand, we hope this is actually sugar and his dad just wanted to make an inappropriate joke, but on the other, we hope the kid is living in a safe household. Although, judging by the fact that this kid wrote that his dad actually eats sugar with his nose, it's safe to say that the kid has to witness a lot more things than they should. We do hope the school had a little chat with the dad. 100 years old. Sometimes kids provide realistic answers that can really make us think. This child is definitely one of those kids that doesn't want to sugarcoat anything, including death. Some of us like to think we'll live forever, but not this child. When Graham got asked to draw what he'll be doing when he was 100 years old, Graham didn't hold back. He drew a bunch of tombstones and wrote that he'll be breaking out of his tomb. To be fair, with the popularity of zombies at an all-time high, you never know what will happen in 100 years. Maybe they'll find a way to actually resurrect people. Graham definitely thinks so. Buzz Lightyear. If you love pies, this drawing will make you think of them in a completely different way, and we apologize in advance. And if you love Toy Story, you'll never be able to unsee this. Buzz Lightyear is definitely everyone's favorite space ranger and a favorite character from Toy Story. How could you not love his happy-go-lucky personality? This child did a pretty impressive drawing of Buzz in action, but we're more entertained by his attempt at trying to spell "I come in peace." It'll definitely give us a few giggles, but it also makes us wonder if Buzz has any secret fetishes we'll never know about. T is for... Sometimes the kids' drawings aren't that bad. It's the comments that make us laugh out loud. A simple spelling mistake can change the meaning of the entire sentence. That's exactly what happened with this child. We have a feeling they are practicing the alphabet, but have chosen a very difficult word to spell. To add to the confusion, the kid also drew a woman and didn't think to highlight the object they were talking about. Thanks to their teacher, it's clear that they meant that T is for tights and not something entirely different and totally inappropriate. Of course, they weren't wrong either way. Beach. We've all heard the play on words that life's a beach, referring to the actual beach side instead of the inappropriate word. Once again, the kids' hilarious way of spelling things made this situation a lot funnier than it should be. Not a lot of kids are able to make their drawings go viral at such a young age, but Cameron totally nailed this. Cameron loves the beach, but unfortunately, she's not the best at spelling it. Admit it, you giggled at this unfortunate misspelling. It can happen to anyone. We're sure Cameron will look back on this moment and laugh once she's older. And we hope she'll still love the beach. Scissors. Not everyone is an artist, and it takes a while for people to actually be able to recreate real-life objects on paper. This unfortunate drawing of scissors is a clear example of how sometimes things just get a little bit out of hand. Be honest, would you know that these were supposed to be scissors if it wasn't for the description underneath? We'd definitely struggle. One thing's for certain, we want to know who this child's art teacher is and why this child thinks scissors look like this in the first place. Don't worry, kid, you'll get better at drawing. And according to our next drawings, you're not the only one. Keep practicing. Star Wars. Kids have a wild imagination and a very clever mind. This kid seems to love food just as much as they love Star Wars, and the results are absolutely hilarious. We are dying over these names and illustrations. There's Darth Bacon, Boba Pancake, Luke Egg Walker, Toast Solo, Sausage Trooper, and Hash Baka. Definitely sounds better than the original Star Wars. And Darth Bacon would be the perfect villain. Can Luke Egg Walker take him on? Or will it all get too tempting and end in a huge feast? This has to be one of our favorite illustrations. Well done to the kid that drew this. But it's not over yet. The next kid seems to really have it in for the world's most popular reality TV family, the Kardashians. It sounds like this kid is stuck watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians for more than they want, so they decided to rewrite their own ending to the show. In their version, the Hulk comes to smash the Kardashians. One of them gets excited over a tan, while the other says she just got married for 72 whole minutes. The Hulk doesn't seem to care at all, and he smashes the Kardashians to end this drama. And that's the end of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Seems like a totally believable story, and we'd love to see a complete fan fiction to this one. What do you think? Yay or nay for the Kardashians? The Lighthouse. If there's one thing we've learned today, it's that not all kids are amazing artists, and sometimes their image can represent something totally inappropriate, like this drawing that's supposed to represent a lighthouse. Do you see it? The red streaks are supposed to represent the light, but to be honest, we're very confused by its shape. It definitely reminds us of something totally inappropriate, and if this wasn't a kid drawing, we'd honestly think the person who drew this just has a sick sense of humor. It's not the first and definitely not the last time kids unintentionally drew totally inappropriate objects. Mom. Being around family members all the time makes us see things not a lot of people do. But the way this child drew their mom makes us wonder just how much time does she spend passing gas, and whether this is such a common occurrence it's all she's known for. Judging by this picture, farting seems to be a pretty common thing for this mom. After all, you know what they say, it's really not healthy to hold it all in. And at least this mom looks pretty happy compared to some of the other parents we showed you today. Or our next babysitter, who's just very unlucky. Babysitter. Some babysitters are so nice that we remember them even as adults. Others aren't so lucky. Babysitters sometimes end up with kids that make their lives totally miserable, and it looks like Valerie ended up babysitting one of those kids. Valerie got an unfortunate picture made by the child she was babysitting. It reads, "Dear Valerie, get out of my life." And underneath it, there's a drawing that could easily scare just about anyone. It looks like this child wants to take an axe and behead Valerie. What did she ever do to this kid to deserve such a picture? We're pretty sure Valerie never ever babysat that child again. Keep yourself clean. We mentioned before that kids' drawings can sometimes turn into something totally inappropriate by complete accident. It's hard to draw things in a realistic way, and some even struggle with drawing as adults. So we can't blame this child for just wanting to educate people on washing their hands with soap and warm water to get rid of the germs. But the way they drew the pipe reminds us of a different kind of pipe that's totally inappropriate for little kids to draw in the first place. You have to admit, the weird drawing and the hands make this picture totally hilarious. And don't forget to wash your hands with soap and water. Taking fights seriously. But Valerie, the babysitter, wasn't the only one that got a violent picture from a child. Some kids take fights very seriously. After a fight with her dad, this child gave him a picture that's pretty disturbing. She seems to want to cut off her dad's neck with a knife, and she looks pretty happy doing it while the dad is obviously crying. To make it even more creepy, she wrote, "This is going to happen to you." We just hope this dad had a long talk with his daughter that she should never even think about these things just because of a silly fight. Poor dad. Ducks. We're telling you, kids have a wild imagination. We're not sure what made this child draw this, but it's pretty hilarious and we can totally imagine ducks doing this, even though the majority of domestic ducks probably aren't able to fly this high. But we're giving props to this kid's amazing imagination. Did you notice that all the ducks are also cross-eyed? We have no idea why they are cross-eyed or why they are passing gas to fly in the first place, but we're absolutely loving this concept. Big thumbs up for creative imagination and awesome drawing skills. Can we borrow this kid's mind and get some inspiration for our videos? Mom. We've learned that the best way to see the lifestyle of the parents is through kids' drawings. Just ask them to draw what their parents are doing and what their favorite thing to do is, and you'll end up with tons of surprises, like this picture that shows two different sides of this person's mom, who definitely isn't a morning person. On the left, you get to see what mom looks like in the morning: uncombed hair, a zombie look, and messy hands make it seem like this mom is having a hard time. But the right picture shows us that this mom is totally living for her nights out. Go Dad! We also have a few questions about this dad's lifestyle that seems to be a bit too much for a child to listen to. According to this description, the child can hear dad wrestling in his bedroom, and he can tell he's winning because of the sounds she makes. Totally inappropriate for any child to ever witness, but what makes it even worse is the picture that goes along with it. This kid seems to be pretty happy and is encouraging his dad, and we won't even mention the illustrative noises that seem to be coming out of his dad's bedroom. It's time for the school to have a talk with his dad and his wrestling. Best chef ever. The coincidence of this picture makes it one of the most hilarious things we have ever seen. The drawing itself makes Dad look like he's a painter, or something else that's totally inappropriate. But the caption doesn't help his situation at all. We're pretty sure this child meant to say that their dad is the best cook ever, but the misspelling of the word cook and the strange hat on Dad's head make it seem like they meant something totally different. We'll never get over kids and their hilarious drawing skills that can turn a simple scene into something way too inappropriate for words. There's a demon. Sometimes kids can see or hear things that adults can't, and a lot of the times they're pretty creepy. There are multiple stories of kids witnessing something supernatural out there, but this one makes us want to ask even more questions. This kid drew a picture of him and his mom and dad and their cat. Underneath it, he wrote that he had a fun time with them and that even the demon left them alone that time. He even drew a picture of the demon, which, to be honest, looks pretty scary. We definitely have questions about what kind of demons does this child see when he's spending time with his family. Go to sleep. But the award for the picture that would give any parent a heart attack goes to this child. We're not sure whether this image is real, but if so, we hope the parents checked up on Timmy to see how he's actually doing and keep him away from this kid. In the caption, this child wrote that mom will be so proud that he got Timmy to sleep, but his drawing of how he actually put Timmy to sleep raises even more questions. We really hope that Timmy's actually okay and that this was all just a big joke. What's the best drawing you've ever created? Let us know in the comments. And that's it for our video. For more videos like this one, check out 20 funniest kid test answers. See you next time.